Overcoming fear. Your attitude is like a great circle. There is a positive half and a negative half. The 180 degrees of the positive side represents a positive attitude, a positive thinker. The 180 degrees of the negative side represents a negative attitude, a negative thinker. The difference between the positive and the negative thinker always lies in the feelings each has about themselves. The negative thinker's feelings are centered on ignorance, fear, and doubt. The positive thinker's feelings are centered on knowledge and understanding, courage and faith. The negative thinker is motivated by 6 basic fears. Number 1, fear of poverty. This is the fear of the loss of tangible things you have acquired. The fear of going broke. People who fear poverty hoard money and material possessions. They are often cheap and stingy, even though they may possess great wealth. The fear of poverty will keep you broke in consciousness, regardless of what you may possess in your bank account. It destroys ambition, initiative, enthusiasm, persistence, and self-discipline. The fear of poverty invites failure at every turn. Number 2, fear of criticism. The fear robs you of your initiative and destroys your power of imagination. It is usually fatal to your own personal achievement. The fear of criticism can induce inferiority complexes and virtually paralyze you. It makes you timid, insecure, and slow to reach decisions or express opinions. The fear of criticism will make you an imitator instead of an innovator. Number 3, fear of ill health. The fear of ill health stems from negative knowledge and negative feelings about illness. It causes you to become preoccupied with symptoms of sickness and disease. The habit of constantly speaking and thinking with strong feelings about sickness and disease often creates the very symptoms of the illness in your life experience. Disappointments in business and love affairs cause the fear of ill health to grow and magnify. Number 4, fear of loss of love. This fear is probably the most powerful of all of the basic fears. The fear of the loss of love causes you to become suspicious of everyone. You quickly find fault with friends and loved ones, often without cause. It encourages the idea that love can be bought. People who fear the loss of love often give gifts at the slightest provocation. They also have a tendency to remind you of every good thing they have done, or think they've done, for you. Number 5, fear of old age. The fear of old age, to a large extent, stems from the negative portrayal we have as a society of the challenges of old age. This fear often manifests as a fear of being alone and unable to care for yourself. Sometimes the fear of poverty masquerades as a fear of old age. Here you believe that you grow older. You are in greater danger of losing your worldly possessions. The fear of old age causes you to constantly talk about other people's age or how good or bad they look for their age. The fear of old age will have you constantly apologizing for your age. It will drive you to try to dress, act, and look like a younger person. People who fear old age often try to associate themselves with younger people. Number 6, fear of death. The fear of death comes from concentrating on dying instead of living. It often stems from idleness, lack of purpose, and lack of occupation. People who fear death are often the same ones who have wasted their lives in frivolous, unproductive endeavors. This fear also comes from a sense of unfulfillment in those who live their lives without direction. The fear of poverty sometimes manifests as the fear of death. Here you feel that your death will inflict poverty or hardship upon your family and loved ones. These 6 basic fears and their infamous cousins, indecision and doubt, go to the very heart of your feeling nature. When these fears hold you hostage, every thought or vision that you have in your conscious mind is neutralized. The results that you experience will be in harmony with these fears. As long as these fears control your feeling nature, your attitude cannot be positive. It will become counterproductive in pursuant your vision. The universal law of radiation and attraction will work against you. The first step in adjusting your attitude is to realize that all fears are simply states of the mind. Since you can control your mind, you can overcome these fears by changing your thinking. Eliminate the fear of poverty by refusing to accept any conditions which leads to poverty. Refine your ability to handle money, master money, and possessions so that they can work for you to confidently neutralize this fear of poverty. Learn to joyfully accept the wealth you acquire, realizing that this wealth is but a symbol of your thinking and the rewards of your efforts. Erase the fear of criticism by refusing to worry about what other people think, say, or do. Know that you are doing your best that you can, and that you will always get better. Overcome the fear of ill by forgetting symptoms of illness, by replacing them with thoughts of good health. Have no fear of losing love, because love cannot be lost. Love is an endless flow of feelings, seeking balance between the giver and the receiver. Realize that old age is great blessing, which develops wisdom, understanding, and discipline. Release yourself from the fear of death by recognizing that death is just another transformation in the cycle of life and not an end. The other negative emotions which can adversely affect your attitude is worry.